Hey guys, Josh here, and I thought I'd do an extra video today, mainly because I just want to talk about something which is quite current and has been getting to me a tiny bit, and that is the new Call of Duty Infinite Warfare announcement yesterday. They come out, well, it's been kind of leaked the last week, everyone's been rumouring, talking about it, but they actually come out yesterday with an actual trailer and, actual details about it. There's multiple things I want to talk about it. Firstly, well done, Infinity Ward. You've kind of come back strong. Infinity Ward were, they were the kings. They made Call of Duty, the original one, redefined the FPS genre quite a bit. We wouldn't have aim down sights in video games if it wasn't for Infinity Ward, because they were the ones that really introduced that in Call of Duty. Really pushed that forward, and that narrative told through games, which has been there a long time, yes. But that kind of feeling of you are just a nobody, and you're just a cog in a massive wheel of, soldiers in a war was cool. And I think Call of Duty lost that a bit. And Infinity War definitely, they got very, very weak and destroyed quite a lot by the whole, it was a time around after Modern Warfare 2, when there was a massive lawsuit thing to do with them making Modern Warfare 3 and stuff, and the two lead guys left. I can't remember their names now. They formed Respawn and are doing Titanfall 2 they're doing soon, and well done to them. They made a new studio, but Infinity War were really not backed by that, and in fact, Modern Warfare 3 was done by them and Sledgehammer's help. Infinity War were really, really shrunk down a lot, and I think they've come back strong this year. Ghost was kind of a disappointment, although looking back on it, I still think at the time I loved Ghost, then I fell out of love with it and thought, oh, this is terrible. It's a really bad COD. But looking back on it now, I think it was actually a really good COD, and it's a shame, really. It was overshadowed by so many issues. They tried to sell it as the next generation of COD, when it really wasn't the next generation of COD. There wasn't really much difference between the last gen and current gen versions. And the big points they tried to make big deals out of, such as the dog looking cool and the fish swimming away and shit like that, were cool things they wanted to point out that they had, but they were really unimpressive. And the leaning around cut corners and stuff, I think they really kind of missold that, whether that's Activision's fault or, Infinity War's probably more Activision's fault for the way they tried to sell it. But anyway, I think they come back strong. I was really impressed with the Infinite Warfare trailer. I was really impressed with that. It looks really cool. Really cool new idea story-wise, to have the idea of basically, humans who have gone out in space and basically decided to turn against Earth and come back against Earth and try and sort of wage war against them is quite cool and different, rather than the same old, oh, it's the Russians trying to take over and all this kind of thing. The idea of humans versus humans, and actually they're fighting for the planet again, which is kind of, harking back to World War II and that kind of thing. That's quite cool and different and new, and not the same old, oh, it's some terrorist who's hacked into our network, kind of like Black Ops 3 and Advanced Warfare kind of had that idea of drones and, mercenaries kind of stuff taking over and things going wrong with technology and that kind of thing. This is kind of like, the technology's good, it's there, it's fine, we're fighting a war, and that's what it's about. And yes, it's in space and it's going to have the zero gravity stuff, definitely, but it looks to be much more grounded experience. They said multiple times about the whole boots on ground thing. They said multiple times, so I'm really hoping that it's going to go back to the more traditional style of COD, boots on the ground, running around. What you do matters, not fucking, oh, I'm running around walls, I'm calling in ridiculous kill streaks and stuff like that. Because the kill streaks, I think, were perfect in Modern Warfare 2. They hit the point, they were perfect in Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare, up to that, it was the 3 kill streaks. It was like the UAV, like an airstrike, and then the chopper, all the dogs in World at War. In Modern Warfare 2, they introduced more, the chopper gunner, the nuke, you can on the fence about the nuke, the AC-130, stuff like that, but it was still grounded, it was still relatively balanced, I'd say. It's onwards from that, especially Black Ops 2, when they started introducing all the fucking swarms and shit and drones and fucking crazy stuff, robots in Black Ops 3 dropping out the sky. it's just got a little bit ridiculous. That with the wall running and the diving around just got ridiculous, where it feels like Infinity Ward kind of pulled it back. Yes, they're still going for a future setting, but they're really pulling it back to what it's about. And they said that they haven't looked into sci-fi to influence them, apparently. They've looked at war, and that's what they want it to be about, is war and the soldiers rolling war, which is ultimately what Call of Duty was about originally. So it looks like they're trying to really pull it back to what it originally was. And also, we're getting Modern Warfare remastered, which is really cool. But Infinity Ward aren't doing that. It's Raven Software. And this is the point that's really bugged me, is I've seen countless times on Facebook, Twitter, Reddit over the last day, people basically saying Infinite Warfare looks shit, I'm just going to buy it for Modern Warfare. Or I'm going to buy it and then I'm going to download the code for Modern Warfare and send the game back. Haha, they haven't got their full money out of me. Well, you're just basically shitting on 3 years of a developer's work. Ultimately, it is a job for them. They spent 3 years coming up with concepts for the world, for just the way the game's going to be, character design, just the systems they want to put in. There's so much planning just to conceptualize something like that for like the first year probably before they even start actually developing it. Whereas the Modern Warfare remake is just kind of, they got all that conceptualizing, it's done. All they got to do is just make it, which is why it's a lot less work for them. And so that's why they've handed it off to another team. It's a quick thing they can do. I mean, obviously they took the time into it. Got to get all the new resources and stuff for textures and lighting and all that, definitely. But ultimately, a large chunk of what has been put into Infinite Warfare, and that is conceptualizing and coming up with the world and the characters and everything like that, and the weapons and all of that. That was basically a large part of what Infinity Ward had done. And the Modern Warfare remake doesn't need to do that. So it's kind of like a middle finger up to people who basically are doing a job and then basically being told, your product, I don't care about your product at all, and I'm going to send it back first chance I get. It's going to be shit. I don't care about it. And it's kind of like, well, give it a chance, The way I see it is that each year, yes, Call of Duty is overpriced, and this is one I am a bit annoyed about and against. The fucking price is ridiculous. The fact that they're only selling it in a bundle, you can't buy the remake separately. Although that's probably because they know people are going to just buy on its own without buying Infinity Warfare. Infinite Warfare is going to affect its sales, so they kind of have to do that bundle, I think. Or they are going to get their sales affected. Probably more people will buy Modern Warfare than Infinite Warfare, so they kind of had to do that, I think. But I think their pricing is just a little bit fucked up, because if you think about it, in the UK on Amazon, the recommended retail price, and it's probably going to go down, the recommended retail price is $79.99 for the Legacy Edition, which is I'm going to keep calling it Infinity Warfare, Infinite Warfare and the Modern Warfare Remaster. Base £80. That's 40 quid for each game. Infinite Warfare is probably worth 40 quid, like standard releases are. But another £40 for a remake of a game that's already out. All that conceptualising that's already been done years ago. That is where it's a bit annoying, and I think the price should definitely come down for that. I reckon the price for the remaster should probably be no more than £30. So it should definitely come down to 70 max, maybe about 65, something like that. I really want both of them, to be honest, and I'm one of the people, I'm really excited for Infinite Warfare. I'm really excited for what they're going to do. It sounds fucking cool. They said you get to pilot your own ship. It kind of sounds like Mass Effect, but it's an FPS. You get your own ship and pilot missions and stuff, and it looks like they kind of really ground out from the story. The amount of times they said story in a little interview thing I saw, it seems like they're really putting a lot of time into it with the story, and they're really pushing the campaign. They haven't even touched, said anything about multiplayer yet. That's going to come down the line. I'm really excited for Infinite Warfare. Plus, I get to replay probably one of my, favourite FPSs. Modern Warfare COD 4 was the very first game I ever played on my Xbox 360, and I played the hell out of it. Before I even had Xbox Live, I replayed that campaign multiple times. Multiple times at every level, repeatedly and on the hardest difficulty. I'd love to replay that again. In remastered 1080p and really nice textures and all that. So I'm kind of on the fence with, I really want both, but I don't really kind of want to spend £80 right now. So the price has definitely got to come down for me to be interested. But yeah, I think the main point of this is, and I've been rambling a lot now, is just give Infinite Warfare a chance, because it looks like, you know, they spent a lot of work on it. Just be kind of, you know, pissed on basically, and said we don't really care, we just want the remake, which some other little team are doing, and the game really about fuck, you know, fuck the 3 years you just spent. I mean, it's been 3 years, you know, they're doing a 3-year dev cycle now. Fuck the 3 years you just spent, you know, coming up with all this shit for the new one. I agree. Maybe we don't want the modern stuff and, you know, future stuff anymore. We want it to go somewhere else. But come on, 3 years ago was just after Ghosts, when the future stuff was still new and fresh. Were they supposed to just start, you know, halfway through their dev cycle, go, oh, well, you know, trends are changing, we better just scrap the last year and a half of work? No, they've put a lot of time and effort and passion into it. They're going to keep going ahead. Maybe the next Call of Duty now will be something different. That's Sledgehammer's turn. Maybe they're going to do something different. Maybe it'll just be Advanced Warfare 2. I don't care. Advanced Warfare is a piece of shit. I personally am still a massive fan of Call of Duty. For me, it's that, you know, action film you go to see that may be amazing, may not be amazing, but you go in there, you have a hell of a time, you love it, you smile all the way through. The campaigns of Call of Duty are always the right blast to play through, and maybe you get a month or so of multiplayer. That is well worth the money in my view. And I think people really need to get this whole sort of out of their head of, oh, it's just the same thing as last year. It's not the same thing as last year. It's been, you know, it's a dramatic change. You know, they're really trying hard each year to try and come up with something new. And then you've got companies, and, you know, I'm going to probably piss some people off with this, but, you know, your companies like, for example, Nintendo, who are basically redoing stuff again. You know, and yes, it's got better graphics and it is new, but they're using the same thing and the same characters and the same setting repeatedly with Mario and all that. And they don't get a word said against them. So I think the gaming industry is weird, and people are always, you know, the main message of this is kind of give Infinity Ward a little bit of leeway, give Call of Duty a chance. Don't just kind of think, I only want the remake. Fuck your work you've done for the last 3 years. And I personally will be looking forward to both of them, and it's just a question, do I want to pay 80 quid for them? Hopefully the price comes down. Thank you for listening to this, guys. Let me know your opinion in the comments below, what you think. Are you kind of only going to get Modern Warfare? Are you actually interested in Infinite Warfare? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Sorry for the rant, guys. See ya.